From a city that's played host to 10 Super Bowls, here's a look inside the Mercedes-Benz Superdome in New Orleans. This is what it looked like just a moment ago in the heart of New Orleans. Folks, there's no place for this noise to go in the Superdome. It is loud, and these fans are ready for football as their Saints get ready to do battle with the Cleveland Browns. That'll be taken in the end zone. Bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
Check 50. Here we go now. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Mayfield now looking to throw on first down. That's out to Chubb, complete. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup, and that'll bring up second down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
Detroit! Detroit!
He's taken down here by the Saints.
Well, the beauty of screen passes is they take a little time to develop, and they can often hit big, but sometimes they take too long to develop, and sometimes you get sacked.
Yeah, what's perfectly called for a defense to attack a screen?
Typically a blitz, and even though people think that the screen operates against the blitz, if you have the blitz called and you still cover the screen, now that allows your blitzers to get there.
An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8.
Watch that end. Tight end's right. Tight end's right.
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. He'll have a first down past the 40 and all the way out to the 45-yard line. A gain of 19 in picking up the first. Baker Mayfield, obviously the #1 pick overall. That was controversial, though. What ultimately made the Browns go in his way?
Well, post-draft, I did hear a Browns executive talk about the efficacy of Baker Mayfield. In other words, how people rally to him, how people respond to him. He talked about seeing him at a workout, how he showed up, yelled out to the other guys. They yelled back with the same response, ran right to him, and they were ready to start the workout. He said things like that and his talent tipped the balance in his favor to go #1.
Three down. Watch him now, Barney. Gun.
Mayfield now on 2nd down. Sideline throw, that's caught by Landry. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
Here we go now. Green 30.
On 3rd down, Mayfield. He finds Douglas complete. The Browns passing game finding its stride. They've got another first down. How about the start throwing the football? 4 for 4 on this opening drive.
Oh, he's slinging it. And oftentimes when you talk about slinging it, you're thinking about a guy throwing it all over the yard, not necessarily accurately. In this case, though, he's honing in on his targets, and he's delivering.
Yeah, the opening script, however, they drew it up for this first drive, going to plan so far. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Hey. We got 3. Detroit! Check. All right, now, Lucky 56.
They go play action here on first down. He's going to look deep now for Landry. So they took a shot on first down, but couldn't connect.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19.
Play action now. Here's Mayfield. Steps away to his left. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. Cameron Jordan. able to run him down for a loss of a yard. Now they're coming up on play number 8 of this opening drive, but they're looking at a 3rd and long. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And this is good. It was running out of gas there at the end, but he winds up getting just enough on it. And the Browns are out to a 3-0 lead. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now, seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out.
Ted Ginn's gonna go. He's at the 30, the 20. Touchdown. Gibbs. Ted Ginn, 105 yards. And the Saints have taken the early lead. So they gave up the field goal, but boom, they get it right back. Don't even worry about getting their offense on the field. They return it on the kickoff.
So I see your 3 points.
And raise you.
And raise you 6. Double it up from the run back out. That's going to be the trade all game long. Someone's going to be very happy with the end result.
Lutz with the extra point, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff. That's fielded in the end zone. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so
right,
skilled
now, lucky 56,
from
lucky
distances
56.
that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they've got to make sure they load him up because he's got it now.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big
Watch it
breakers,
now, Barney,
don't we? In
Barney.
this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
They go with Chubb on 2nd down. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
The Browns opted not to pick a running back with their first 2 selections at number 1 and 4 in the first round, but they certainly got in the 2nd round and got a really good one. Nick Chubb out of Georgia. Broke off a nice run there, and that's where he's good. Good vision, able to see where the hole is and make nice gains each time he touches the ball.
Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone,
All right, here we go.
Pointing,
Green,
communicating.
39.
There he is, and they crossed him out each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was
This one grabbed by Darren Fells. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. 18 yards on his first catch of the game. It's a 1st down. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 right at the 40.
3 down, 3 down. Leopard, Leopard.
Check, check, Lucky, Lucky, Lucky. Check, 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 check.
Watch him now, Barney, Barney.
This is Chubb. And he only manages a couple here down to about the 38-yard line.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the 2nd half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the 1st half, Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Second down, Mayfield. Dropping it off for Johnson. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. Call it a gain of 3, and that's going to lead to a third down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Mayfield from the gun on third down. That's Landry. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. That good for 6 as they keep this drive right on rolling. This quarterback now hitting on 80% of his passes in the early going. 8 of 10. It's first down.
Alert! Gun! 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 Gun!
From the gun, Mayfield letting one go deep for the end zone. And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. Larry Fitzgerald, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Browns are able to cash in for 6.
Nice catch! Touchdown!
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is now 10-7. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. On the return, it's Ted Ginn Jr. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. So Bree's going to lead the Saints up here, 1st and 10 at the 34.
Strong right. 4 down, 4 down. Check. 4 down, 4 down. Check.
They begin on the ground. And he'll get 2, maybe 3 up near the 37.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up the score.
He'll buy some time right. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here, he throws it away, and now it's 3rd.
Here we go.
Head to the line, facing a 3rd and 7, following the incompletion on 2nd down.
Even. 4 down. Even. Lady, what's that?
Shotgun now for Breeze. And this is going to be incomplete. Jabril Peppers, the former first-round pick, there on the coverage.
Nice play there to force the incompletion, and to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely got to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, and they just go for you.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
And that's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Browns will take over with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory.
Detroit!
They start on the ground with Nick Chubb trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. It's Patrick Robinson there on the stop. He makes a wonderful play there off the corner, protecting his side of the field.
Oh, that reminds me of the great defenses of old, doesn't it? The Pittsburgh Steelers, Steel Curtain. They would not let you get on the field if you could only do one thing. You had to be a complete guy, and you had to be able to tackle.
Now, I know I've said this before, but you know I wasn't alive when the Steel Curtain was playing. I know them, but I just want to let you know I wasn't alive.
I'm going to keep peppering that in there, and one of these days you're going to think that you were.
High right. Solo out there. Check the outs out there. Gun!
They stay on the ground. This time it's Johnson. And some room for him there, so take this up to about the 15. 5 yards on the carry there. It leaves him with third and about 6 yards to go.
Nice job there defensively on third down. Not only did they string the play out, but they didn't allow any room for a cutback. Really well organized on the defensive side.
Yeah, baby! Woo!
2 minutes to play here in the first half. We're back to New Orleans after this. The Browns on third down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Here's Mayfield. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 20. So they will set up shop. Excellent field position in the red zone at the 19-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away. That means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change or at least make people field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball in the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. On second down, here's Breeze. That's caught. It's Thomas. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. So now a timeout called defensively by the Browns. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. The Saints had 23 rushing touchdowns last year, most in the league, and they've got Kamara back there on 2nd and goal. They'll run here with Ingram, and this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half.
Tight end's right. Tight end's right. Let him.
They'll look to run the middle. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. They've been stuffed twice here for losses. Now it's 3rd and goal.
Watch tight end.
And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
Now I would be surprised if they go for it. 3 points is not ideal. It's not what they want, but it's still only the first half. Take the 3 points and move on.
There just to get back to even with that field goal as we head towards half.
Coaching 101 always says at halftime, play it like it's 0-0 on the scoreboard. Well, in this case, it's level, right? Same score each side. Just start over. Now you get the second half to play.
And the Browns getting set to go. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one
Back
more
out of
shot
that
before
belly.
the
Here we
clock
go.
runs out.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Now let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
And they'll start the drive at the ground with Johnson. And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. So thanks to the late field goal, we are all tied up heading to intermission. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Out come the Saints now. They'll go on offense first here to begin the third quarter. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half.
Set.
What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. Breeze now. Looking downfield for Dez. He's got a man complete. That goes for a gain of 31.
That's an excellent read right there. Saw cover 1. That means it's just a single high safety. So you know if you throw the ball to the outside part of the field, help is going to be a little bit late getting there. And he puts one out there for a big-time completion.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Throwing now is Breeze. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10 at their 38. Following the interception, Mayfield. They set up the screen to Chubb. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down. So they had the big loss on that first down pass play. And facing a second and long.
Gone, 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 gone.
Now Mayfield. Buying time to his left. Now he'll throw deep left. This is intercepted. Picked off by a former first-round pick, Patrick Robinson. And he will turn this ball across midfield to the 47-yard line. Maybe he telegraphed it a little bit right there. You've got a quarterback knowing that he's going against a rookie quarterback. He stepped in and picked it.
You think he had a great week of preparation, looking forward to this opportunity? And the second part of that is, when you're a young quarterback, you are going to stare down targets. But oftentimes, your playbook hasn't expanded to give you full field reads as well.
It's Mark Ingram. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
Tight right.
Got it.
He's the throw on second down. Shots it down to Ingram. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Tight ends Ringo. Tight ends on the Ringo. Tight ends on the Ringo.
Going on first down is Breeze. Caught outside by Gibb. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 19 yards that time for number 19.
Kill.
Into the red zone, it's Breeze. Flush to his right. That's out to Hill, right side complete. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 10 yards on the pickup there, it'll be second down.
Seeing that play and understand just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays. Makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice gain right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice second down for them.
Now Breeze. Eluding the pressure right. And he is in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Benjamin Watson. His second touchdown of the season. And the Saints have moved out in front. Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. That's fielded in the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Here comes the Browns offense back onto the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are.
All right, now,
I don't think
lucky
that there's any
56.
way you
Lucky
can run back
56.
out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take
All right,
care
now,
of
lucky
it, but you have to be
56.
careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still on attack. We'll see how they attack him here. And, oh, what a catch that time by Landry. It's a big play there for the Browns. 59 yards. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't
Watch
think the
it now,
coordinator's looking at
Barney.
his play sheet and trying to figure out which
Leopard.
play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's. And that's exactly what they did there.
He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's second down.
The best quarterbacks that ever played the game all wanted to blend in with their teammates and be one of the guys. But sometimes you got to take modesty and put it aside. You're the franchise quarterback, the face of the team, and the guy that leads them to victory. You have to get down and protect yourself and not take hits like that.
And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. 30.
Saw there, first-round talent, second year, even more success. A pick six for a touchdown.
A great play, and it's tough for these guys, you've told me before, to adjust in the secondary as a first-year guy, so that sophomore season is big for them.
They really start to expand the playbook for them even more. Sometimes they dumb it down a little bit to make them comfortable year one. By year two, they should have all the nuances, and now they've adjusted to the speed of NFL play as well.
Looks good on the extra point, and the lead now up to 14. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. Nice little juke. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. The Browns offense trotting back onto the field. And following the pick six, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early.
They told them they would for us. They've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Detroit! Detroit!
Now a second down throw for Mayfield. Flushed out right. Going right, and that's complete. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and you can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Tight, tight ends right. Watch tight, tight ends right.
Set! 3-19! 3-19!
shots, and he's got it. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive. This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's first and 10.
Three down.
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. Being chased out left. Now he's going to let it go deep. This is caught at the 20. An excellent pickup of 34 yards. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred, still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong, you still act like you're the best player out on the field. You still carry that supreme arrogance with you and continue to fight the ball. I've seen guys like...
And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Larry Fitzgerald. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Browns are back within a score. And when a Hail Mary is completed for a touchdown pass like that, I think any defensive coordinator just puts their face right into their hands.
I don't think there's any doubt about it, and I don't have stats in front of me. I don't have the empirical numbers that say that in recent years the Hail Mary pass has been completed more than it has been, but it feels that way, doesn't it? And I know the defenses are spending more time on it. I think the biggest mistake they make is that they play everything from behind the receiver. I think they've got to start getting people in front as well to try and knock the ball away.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as they'll bring this one out to the 27. Now the Saints offense, they get ready to go back to work here. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game, and you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs and keep possession of the ball.
This is Ingram on first and 10. And he'll take this up over the 40. At the 41.
Four down. Ready. We waiting.
Off the play fake to Kyler. It's Breeze sliding out of the pocket.
Let's go one more.
And Watson has it right side. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. The reception good for 7. It's third down.
Whoa. Let's get it.
The battle in the trenches never more important than right now. This is 3rd and inches.
Four down. Waiting. Let's go.
Sneaker. And he touched down here, but not before he does pick up the first. He'll wind up getting 2 there as he does it himself and picks up the first.
Run.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. And the play clock is going to run out here. They're in no hurry to get a play off. He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15.
Hey, 4 down, 4 down.
Working from the gun. It's Breeze. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. And now a timeout called defensively by the Browns. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21.
Hey, boys.
And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. And quickly we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. The Saints on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 17.
Hey.
Back to throw, Breeze. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the... Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by the Peppers. And a great return as he takes us up just shy of the 45. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter. Turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
3 down, 3 down.
He'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Back to throw. Forced out to his left. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. 4 yards there as they let him out of the pocket, and he got him out for the first. First down now, but that clock rolling. He'll look to throw. Mason to his left. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down.
All right, now, look at 56.
Look at 56. They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
Back to throw. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down.
Gun!
He's back to throw. Flush to his right. And he's got Fitzgerald. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Larry Fitzgerald in the final minute, and the Browns are within an extra point of tying this thing up. And now a critical extra point attempt here. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the 4th. So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this 4th quarter. The return man is Hill. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. And now the Saints Offense gets set to trot out there. They need to get this around the 40 on the other side to get into field goal range. Look at the clock, a decent amount of time here in a tie game. What do?
No panic situation at all. They've got to get a couple of chunk plays, pick up nice bits of yardage.
Target the sideline.
Target the sidelines because you want to get out of bounds and make sure that clock stops. If the clock stays running, that makes things that much easier. It can always bleed out of them.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout. As the clock will stop with 35 seconds left to go. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's second and 4.
Tight end right. Ready, what's that?
To throw is Breeze. Eluding the pressure right. He's able to muscle it here as he pulls it in. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here, as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game. So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10.
Hey!
Breeze heads to Ingram. Might have gotten this one down to the 28, and that's all. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
All right, my man, this is now where it's risk-reward. Because on defense, you've got to crowd the line of scrimmage. You've got to get in all the gaps, get up tight on everyone, and try and force the field goal attempt here. You can't let them break one big, but you know something, when you crowd the line of scrimmage, if they do pop one, it's going to go a long way.
Yeah, I was going to say, could take it to the house, but the magnitude of this possible upcoming field goal, every yard counts. So it all rests now on the right leg of Will Lutz. With 3 seconds to go, this for the win. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And Bourbon Street, it'll be alive tonight. The Saints have won it. Well, I know at points in this when you wanted to close your eyes because of all the points that were being put on the scoreboard. You're a defensive guy, but it was a fun little track meet, wasn't it?
It was, and you know the people really enjoyed this game? They're the ones that like going to batting practice at the Major League Baseball parks, right? Seeing the 14-11 game, that sort of deal. That's right up their alley with what we saw in this one.
So for New Orleans, they used a favorable early schedule to their advantage as they move to 2-0. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Atlanta Falcons. Meanwhile, for the Browns, they'll drop to 0-2. And they'll be back home next week for a date with the New York Jets. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.